That's one thing about it. Yeah, that sucker cuts fast. Well, it looks like I may have, these are, that dude's locked up. This one would be all right in a pinch. So we'll lay it aside. So my new ones have come in. Well, there it goes. The 2 new bearings. Yeah, that feels okay. So now, okay. All right, let's go ahead. Really should get me a now, okay. Let's go see if we can't get it on the bandsaw. So let's see if we, just for everybody's, I'm unplugged. Well, I don't want to forget my belt, do I? That one's in, that one's in. Okay, let's check this out. Okay. All right, what I want to try to do, let's just see if this thing checkered. Okay, it's still tight. That's good and tight. So let us, I guess, ready for the, let's see if I can't find the blade. I think I was going to try this one. That's what started all this whole thing. You got 6 teeth per inch instead of 10. Thought I'd give that a try, just to see, you know, more teeth you got, the finer the cut, but less teeth, but it should be faster, rougher cut, but faster. I'm turning a lot better now. Okay. Yeah, that is super close. We're gonna lock it down right there. So what we're going to work on now is getting the blade, the bearings up to the blade. So let's check the tension. It's pretty tight. Yeah, so now we just start with one and just start working our bearings up. Hadn't lined up. The ones on the side are. The same side, I'm talking just a little bit. It sounds good. Now, what we'll do what we'll do, we'll I don't know if we'll be able to see that. I'm gonna okay. Let me find something to, let's see if I can't round something up to cut. You want to? We'll just try this thing out right quick. Okay, here we go. You ready? Here we go. Ready? That's one thing about it. That sucker cuts fast. And it don't leave it as, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. It don't leave it as, I don't know if it's picking up on camera. Now, granted, that bandsaw will leave it rough. But that, I don't think it's any rougher than that other blade, but it's a lot quicker. It is a lot quicker. Sure was. I think we can call that a win right there. It just sounded a lot better, didn't it? So yeah, that's gonna work right there. Well, I got the bandsaw is back up and running. And that blade, I know I've just made one cut. I like to find me a piece of oak. I can surely find a piece of oak and try it. But that was alder I'd cut right there. But it cuts a lot faster. What it is, 6 teeth per inch. It gives it time to, or the gullet's bigger, and it gives it time to get the sawdust out of there. Because whenever one slows down, you got so many teeth per inch, like the other one has 10. Them gullets fill up and it stops cutting. So that's what happens. And you have to slow down, and that gives it time to get the sawdust out. But according to this, I mean, that's no rougher than the other one. Usually you get fewer teeth, you get a rougher cut, but it's quicker. So, got her going again. I think I might get me another set of bearings for the top up here, because actually they're the only ones that hadn't changed. So, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna leave you with that. Hope you learned something. I did. I sure did. I think I'm gonna like it. Blade right there. That is a 6 tooth per inch. Yeah, 6 tooth instead of 10. So it's almost half the teeth. So that gives it more time to get out, to get the sawdust out of there. Of course, there again, it's a brand new blade. It's cutting its best right now. So after you get several cuts behind it, I'm kind of anxious to see if it still holds true, if you know what I mean. So I thought I know the last video, or the bandsaw woes, or whatever I called it, saga. The bandsaw saga continues. Well, for right now, it's over. I hope it stays over. But getting a lot of good comments on this channel. Really, I really appreciate them. And one guy, he was talking about a 40-year-old machine, well, 40 years old. That put it in the mid 80s. They were kind of still making pretty good machines then. The quality is not, you're not going to get the quality you had then. You just don't. I mean, you go back in the 70s, I mean, them old Craftsman table saws and stuff, the Delta table saw, I mean, there was quality. And you just, oh, if you, they just make them cheaper. If you got some of that old stuff, you might want to try to hang on to it. Because, well, while it lasts, you know, the bandsaw's done good while it's lasted, but I got a feeling that the parts you get ain't, they're not at the quality. So, I don't know, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Just what are you gonna do? Can't manufacture them yourself. It's like the International Harvester pickup truck. Well, they quit making them because they lasted too long. Had a 64 model International pickup back in, I don't know if the ones that can remember, they didn't show how many 100,000 miles you had on a vehicle. It did what they call rolled over. Well, the 1964 model International showed you how many 100,000 miles it had on it. I was young and dumb at the time. I thought I wanted a newer vehicle. It had 225,000 miles on it, and I wished I kept it. It was still running fine. I just wanted a newer car or a newer truck. But they had to quit making them. The people who wanted International Harvester had them. They were still rolling. I mean, they were well built. And you work on them with a pair of pliers and screwdriver and a roll of duct tape and some baling wire. They just run forever. And they quit making them. But now they got engineers that go to school and they hire them and they calculate, okay, 5 years is all I want this item to last, and they've gotten really good at it. So, but they can make them last if they wanted to, but they wouldn't sell. I mean, at some point, you know, it's always something, so I'll leave you with you on that one. But it is what it is. Golly, it sure is. If it didn't have something to complain about, what would we talk about? Well, all right. I appreciate y'all, and I will catch y'all on the next one.